Hi guys, get ready with me for an event. I have literally the craziest, busiest week of my life. Right now I'm getting ready for a Diesel event, which I'm so excited because I love Diesel and I love their clothes. So this is going to be a really, really cool and fun event. And then tomorrow I have a shoot all day. It's going to be like a little skit type of thing. I don't know if I can really say much about it, but it's something that I've never done before. So I'm really excited, but I'm also really nervous. And I have to get there really early and I'm pretty sure it's going to go throughout the whole entire day. So it's going to be packed. And then on Thursday, I have like 5 back-to-back meetings, and then I have to come back and pack for my trip that I'm leaving on for Friday. I'm going to Cannes, which is in the south of France, and I'm so excited. I don't know if you guys remember, but I actually went to Cannes last year too, around the same time for Cannes Line, which is what I'm going for. So I'm so freaking excited. I can't wait to be back in the south of France. Cannes Line is basically like a huge networking event type of thing. So I have to pack really well because I'm doing a few panels and doing a bunch of different meetings. So I want to make sure I have all my outfits ready. I also just ordered a brand new vanity because my current vanity is literally falling apart, which sucks because I got it not even a year ago. I got it like when I moved in, which is about to hit a year, but still. Whoever built it did not build it right because all the drawers are like coming apart. I don't think it's the vanity's fault. I think it's literally how it was assembled, but it sucks because they're all coming apart and like you can't fix it because the wood is like broken. Okay, I think I'm gonna slick back my hair right now because it's the vibe for the outfit tonight. My assistant's currently here right now. She's helping me clear out my vanity because there's so much shit in there and it has to be clear obviously before my new vanity gets here so we can replace it. Oh my god. We're slowly but surely cleaning it all out. Okay, slick is done. I'm really nervous for this event because I don't know who's going. They won't tell me who's going, which is really annoying because I get really bad anxiety going to these events, but it's gonna be fine. I would rather know if I know anyone that's going. My boyfriend and I went to go watch the World Cup on Saturday and it was insane. It was Brazil versus Morocco and they unfortunately tied, but it was still such a cool experience. Like I've never been in an atmosphere like that where everybody, like the stadium was packed. There was, I'm pretty sure like 80,000 people in there. Also, so many guys were getting so mad that I said soccer instead of football. I did not think it was that serious, but apologies. I'm currently in the process of like kind of redoing my apartment slash room because I've been here for almost a year. I'm releasing next month because that's when my lease ends. And I kind of just want to add a few more things that like feel more like me, like a little more touch-ups in my apartment. Like I'm adding curtains to my big window in my room and I'm getting a new vanity. I just got a new coffee table for my living room. So I might actually do an updated apartment tour. I'm just now realizing that I've never done one on my TikTok. I have one up on my YouTube, like a full one, but I might do one here. I just got back from my boyfriend's today, actually like 2 hours ago. And every time I'm with my boyfriend, I literally just like rot and I feel like disgusting sometimes. Okay, that sounded bad. I don't mean it in like a bad way. It's more so like I'm so comfortable around him that I don't feel the need to like get ready all the time. So that's why sometimes I do be feeling musty. I don't know if this happens to anybody else, but a lot of my powder products, like I'll dip into it and nothing and I have to like scrape a layer of it off for it to like actually get on my brush. It feels so criminal to do, but like literally if I don't do that, there's no pigment at all. That look, okay, look, now there's pigment. Oh my god, that was a lot. Okay, we're gonna add hoops because I feel like slick back and hoop combo is my favorite thing to do always. And these are my favorite hoops. Okay, makeup is done. I'm gonna set my face. Come back for the outfit video.
Your friends are not bold enough to tell you this, so I will. This is brutally honest advice. If you're in your 20s and you're like going to the gym and eating right, trying to get your teenage body back, then I hate to break it to you, it's probably never gonna happen. I've seen so many girls attempt to get the body back that they had when they were like 15, 14 years old. Like it never works out because you're an adult woman now. And that's okay. Trying to get the body you had when you were 14 is the same as trying to get the body you had when you were 10. When you're 14, you know what I mean? You're in a completely different stage of your life. It's just not gonna happen, and that's fine. Like just let nature do its thing, okay? If you're a victim of the 2024 dating epidemic, all you can seem to get into is situationships. You do not need to settle. I know so many girls who genuinely believe with their whole heart that situationships just are the way things are right now. No, there are genuinely guys out there that will not put you in a situationship. Honestly, if you can't find them, it's just better to remain single. This is kind of related, but I believe there is an ideal window where somebody will ask you to be their girlfriend. that window goes on too long, then he's never gonna ask you to be his girlfriend. And if it's too short, then he's probably love bombing you. If your friend has an awful boyfriend and they keep running to you and crying about it, you give them advice every time, but then they just keep going back to them and nothing changes, then you have to stop entertaining them. I know it sounds really mean because they're your friend, but they're basically addicted to the cycle of getting played by this guy, but then coming to you for sympathy, but they never want to actually make a change. So it's just going to be very draining on you. Also, I find a lot of times in these toxic situations, when they're in a good period with the guy, they'll turn on you because of all the times you said bad things about him when things were bad. Don't cut them off as a friend, but just stop being their personal therapist. Just because this new guy treats you better than your ex-boyfriend does not mean he's still a good guy. Especially if your ex-boyfriend was like a really bad boyfriend. The bar is in hell at this point. Okay, this one's probably gonna ruffle some feathers, but men categorize you. Whether you like it or not, they do. When they meet you, whether it's online or in person, they'll put you into like the hookup category or the dating category. And once you're in that category, it's really hard to get out of it. So first impressions do matter. As you get older, some friendships you start to outgrow, and trying to maintain those friendships is overall harmful to your growth. This is just an example, but let's say in your first couple years of college, you're a big partier, so you're kind of hanging out with the party crowd. But then as you get older, it doesn't really appeal to you anymore. Those friends that you made during your party stage, if they haven't grown, they're going to continue to be like that. They're going to continue to go out and you're going to start to get FOMO. But instead of giving into the FOMO and going out, it's kind of healthy to just let those friendships go. Because if the base of your friendship was based off of partying, but that's not something you like to do anymore, and these aren't friendships that are really beneficial to you anymore. Trying to reverse your life and fit in with them again, you're going to be sabotaging any sort of growth that you've made. One reason you might be scaring people off is because you come off as very insecure. Now, there's nothing wrong with like having needs, but having an energy of desperation and like you need more attention, you need reassurance, it comes off as very off-putting. People will cut you off if you're constantly needing reassurance and you're continuously pushing them because you're insecure and unsure in yourself. That goes for friendships and relationships. Last, if you're a people pleaser, you need to unlearn some of your tendencies. And that's because if you're a people pleaser, you're going to be a target of bad people, specifically bad men. Okay, it's all the advice I have for now. Sorry if it hurt, but I'm just trying to help you, okay? Bye, guys.
Get ready with me while I tell you rules I will be having for my future kids. Rule number 1 is no sleepovers. I don't care how long you've known this friend for, no sleepovers when you're little, just because you don't know, like, you know, what other people will tell your kids, like, you know, they could be like, don't tell mom, don't tell dad, you know, just for safety reasons. And while they're teenagers, still no sleepovers, because you're not about to tell me you're at your friend's house and then go to a party and leave your phone at their house. Like, I know the games. Like, I've played these games before. Actually, I've never played these games before, but, like, I know the tricks. Second rule, this might be, like, controversial, whatever, however you say it, but no phone or iPad until you're, like, in 3rd grade. Some people are going to say 3rd grade is too young, but I think 3rd, 4th grade is a reasonable age. Third rule is my kids will not have to get a job as soon as they turn 16 or 15 or 17. They don't need to worry about getting a job. Another rule is they probably will get weekly allowances for doing chores around the house, etc. And last but not least, they'll probably be allowed to date, have a boyfriend or girlfriend when they're like 8th grade, I guess. I say 8th grade. Actually, yeah. No sooner than 8th grade. Maybe freshman year. 8th grade or freshman year, that's when they can have their first relationship where they, obviously, kids are sneaky. They're probably going to have a relationship in like 6th grade. But where it comes to like dating and stuff, they can start 8th grade. Like dates. And yeah, those are my rules for my future kids that will not be coming until like 2045.
Get ready with me again for my family to come over. We're probably going on the jet skis today. Even though it's like really rainy, I hope it's still like smooth because it's really hard to ride the jet skis when it's bumpy. But like it's fun. It's more fun than it is when it's smooth, but it's less calming, and I kind of don't want like to hold on right now. I want kind of like a calmer ride. Okay, I guess that was like a get ready without me because I kind of already got ready. I just have my mascara. My hair's looking pretty straight today, which I straightened it, but like, okay, well, I did my lashes. Lash tutorial is up, and yeah, I really didn't do anything on here, but you know what? Will I still post it? Probably. I just stopped caring what I post on here. My mom has just informed me that I can't ride the jet skis until my room's clean, so gotta go do that. today. Goodbye if I posted this.
For work, I worked like 14 hours last night, and here I am getting ready for another shift. I'm wearing my friend's shirt, shout out Jimmy. Honestly, a lot of people always ask me how I work doubles over 8 hours a day, and honestly I feel like it's because it's just become like a habit. I've always had 2 or more jobs ever since I was 17, I'd say. Oh my god, quick thing, I have been using this Rhode like peptide thing. I never knew that it's kind of like one of those stinging lip balms, and I'm in love. But yeah, I remember my first job I got when I was, I think, 16 turning 17. I basically moved out when I was 19 turning 20. So that's when I was like, okay, I need to work hard, hustle, and I can't just have one job. A job at Earl's. I actually worked at an Earl's for about like 4 years. During this same time, I had already been working at a retail store. So it was basically just in this super boring, like, old mall that I used to live nearby. It was my friend at the time that gave me the job, and that same job basically offered me the same position but at a different location, which was downtown, and it would take me at least 2 hours to transit from my place to my workplace. So obviously eventually I was like, okay, this cannot be okay. I need to get a job that's closer to me. Then I ended up getting a job at a restaurant. I actually worked at this restaurant for 4 years, and it's also the place where I met literally my lifetime best friends. Also, look at this glow. I just started using the Forever Glow. So eventually, working at that restaurant, I quit the job that was wanting me to travel super far just to work there. And I was like, okay, I really love fashion. I really want to work retail again. I want another retail job. So while I was working my restaurant job full time, I ended up getting a job at Aritzia, and I worked there for about, I'd say, 2 years. I would say like it was a positive experience in a way where the friends I met there and the people that I worked with were all so amazing. But just the job itself was so mentally and like physically draining. Eventually, that job just drained me way too much. So eventually, I just had that restaurant job. I ended up reaching out to an old friend that used to work at that restaurant with me. And she was like, hey, like, I worked at this really nice like hotel lounge downtown, if you want to come in for like an interview. So that's what I ended up doing. I ended up getting a job at my workplace now. My plans for myself are to definitely not stay in this city because I just feel like I have so much more potential elsewhere. I just wanted you guys to see this glow just for my base, and the trick, guys, is this cream. This is a cream I bought in the Shanghai Sephora, Energizing Repair by Malgaping. I'm not sure where you can get it in Canada or the States, but this thing literally changed everything with my makeup. That is basically my full like work journey and like how I got to my job now. So I'm super excited to work tonight because tomorrow I have a day off. Also, guys, my friend, I've been loving like a really light pink blush lately. So once again, I'm running late for work, guys, but I will see you guys next time. Bye.
For the last second to get ready. I'm in a rush. I'm going back to blonde in 6 days. This might be my last ever blowout with red hair. We unfortunately must move very quick. Like 15 minutes to my hair and 15 minutes to my makeup. So that's not possible. Why isn't it working? Hello? Why isn't it turning on? Hello? Why isn't it working? Okay, well, they have this. I don't have anything to style it with. I just threw in a sweatshirt and ran to Lauren's room to get her Dyson. Thank God. Now I'm in a major rush. Use this guy. How does it look back there? Take out the crown section. Just dropped her. Sorry, Lauren. Moment of truth. Okay, either Lauren's Dyson has magic in it, or I just did the best blowout I've ever done. I didn't mean to slay this hard. The back. How's it looking back there? The next video if you want to see like the quickest glam I've ever seen.
I turned 21 in less than a week, and these are things I wish I knew when I was 17. First of all, the world does not revolve around male validation. A lot of what I used to do and how I used to act revolved around the opinion of guys when I was younger, and I look back and I really regret that. I used to wear a full face of makeup every single day to school, including strip lashes from the age of 16, and I didn't do it for myself, I did it to feel beautiful towards guys. I feel like I just want to give my younger self a hug and tell her that she is beautiful without all of the makeup, and I do not need to wear it in order to be attractive. And now I've learned that makeup is just an accessory to what you already have, and you do not need to wear it every single day. I would genuinely be like Cassie, her like 4 a.m. morning routine every day for school, doing my hair, everything. It was bad. The next thing I wish I knew is that the guy I was having the horrible situationship with, who treated me awfully, is not going to be my soulmate. I was always fixated on this idea that the guy I meet in school is going to be my soulmate, so I always tried to make it work even when he treated me horribly. I have very high standards with relationships now, and I wish I could go back and tell myself to stand up and ditch the guy that is just disgusting. Next is the number of friends you have does not dictate your worth. In school, I was always very envious of the popular group and the girls that had loads of friends. I would always tell myself that because I didn't have as many friends as them, I was worthless. I found myself trying to fit in with people that didn't align with who I was, and I was changing myself in order to look more popular. And of course, as you grow up, you learn that having a smaller circle with people that care so deeply about you is so much better than having a huge circle where they know nothing about your life. I wish I knew how hard it was going to be to find people that truly want the best for you. This is something I still have to deal with, and I often find that the people I think are my friends actually don't want the best for me. It's something that's really hard to accept, but so many people are stuck in their own minds and their own progress that they look down on yours. If you aren't going to cheer for other people, your time will never come. And please, please hold and cherish those friends close that really celebrate you when you're having a win. Because it's those people that are happiest with their lives and they feel secure within themselves that they can celebrate other people. Someone who's insecure and someone who is not happy with their life progress will not be happy for yours. The next one is stop being so insecure. I know it's hard. Things like talking to the camera and long form YouTube content I would avoid because I was too scared about what people would say or talk about at school. And then the worst thing is when you're left with the what ifs in the future, like the what if I started sooner, what if I did this, what if I did that, and it's all because I was insecure. But at the same time, I also wish I could tell my younger self that it is so normal to feel this insecure, and as you grow up, you're going to fall more in love with yourself and you are naturally going to blossom. It's just that age is the peak age of just self-hatred. And in relation to that, you do not need to look like people online. I became so fixated on the idea that I had certain features that weren't attractive, when really it is TikTok and Instagram that are creating these insecurities that people didn't even know they had. I'm still trying to get over this one, if I'm honest, because it is so hard with the amount of media we consume and the people we see every day on our phones. It is so hard not to compare, but comparison is the thief of joy, and we are so much more than our looks. I used to be so fixated on the idea that the more beautiful I was, the more successful I'd be. And if I didn't have certain features or I didn't look like those I saw online, I wouldn't be successful. But now I am finally learning that our appearance is the least interesting thing about us. I also want to tell myself to stop buying clothes from Shein every day. Don't get me wrong, we all go through our fast fashion phase, and we go through our phase where we order way too many parcels every day. I used to order so much from Shein, and I can guarantee I have none of it in my wardrobe now. It is all binned or sold. I was very privileged from a young age to be able to buy my own things, and I wish I could have invested into things that are a little bit more expensive that were long lasting, because I wasted a lot of my money on fast fashion. It's okay to obviously buy fast fashion, but I was buying a lot of it, and obviously I have none of it now, so yes, it was a big waste of my money. I think I used to crave that dopamine rush of ordering something and then getting it, that I would do it over and over again. Next up is talk about your feelings sooner, please. I really struggled with my mental health when I was about 17 and I didn't talk to anyone about it. I often felt like my problems weren't valid enough and that talking about them would make me seem stupid. It was only last year that I started going to regular therapy sessions. I don't go anymore, but when I did, I felt so relieved and I felt so validated with how I felt. It also made me realize that I am not alone, and I often felt like that when I was younger. I felt so isolated with my mental health. I just wish I started talking to someone sooner because a lot of those years I was suffering in silence and I wish I wasn't. Whereas now, if I feel like I'm struggling or going through a bad phase, the first people I reach out to are my friends and family, and if it gets to a point where I need to speak to someone professionally, I will. This is your sign to talk about your feelings and not bottle them in because it makes it 10 times worse. And the last one is to live and eat what you want, do what you want, have fun, because after all, life is not that serious. As long as you're happy and you are healthy, it's gonna be okay. And also, who actually cares about doing the 75 hard? Not me. I never will. I love you guys so much and thank you so much for sticking by me through all these years.